What's up, fam? YouTube fam? God, it's been a long time since I've made a video. Uh, it was, we're just getting over winter. It's spring right now. I have this jacket. I put the patches on it, got an eagle. It says, "We the people," United States of America logo and the American flag. I get some stares from it, you know. I get some dirty looks too, definitely. Every time I go out, you know, and so I want to talk about something that I normally don't talk about, just because it doesn't really happen very often to me, or at least I'm not in contact with anybody like this. But just want to say that no matter how bad you feel for how bad you feel for someone, or how sorry you feel for them, or how bad their situation is, never let them live with you. Whether it's in your house, definitely not in your house, and definitely not in your head, and definitely not in here either, because you will make someone else's problems your problem. Don't do anybody any favors. If someone asks you for a favor, you must think about it and consider it, because once you let somebody get past a certain point with you, they will never want that line. They move that line even farther, and they move it themselves, and you have to. And then when you push back and push that line back, then you are not socially acceptable. It's not socially acceptable to do that, because you already let them go past a certain point. So now you can't go back and say ex post facto, which to me is ridiculous. So whenever I come into contact with somebody, especially a person that I know, and I haven't seen them for a while, I like to keep them at a distance, because I haven't seen them in a while. They're new again. You know, they've been away. And, you know, like I met up with an old friend of mine, and he was different, definitely different. He wasn't the same anymore. I haven't seen him in years. And, I mean, he's still the same person, but maybe up here he was a little bit different. Of course, he's going to see me that same way, because I haven't really been a good friend to him. So, and other people have, and you know, obviously he's going to be hang around them more than he's going to hang around me. We live far apart too now, so you know, I really hate to say that you shouldn't do favors for people. But if you do, it will eventually become one-sided, where you'd be doing the favors all the time. So if a person is struggling with this mental health stuff happening more frequently now, or alcoholism, or some kind of drug addiction, or gambling addiction, or anything like that, that is something that they have to go through on their own, and not involve you. Don't involve yourself in it. Don't feel sorry for them, anything, because they did it to themselves. And one thing that I always say is, you need to learn to carry your own water. This way, you know how valuable every drop is. And that's, a lot of people just don't understand that concept. They believe that we are supposed to be compelled to help people like all the time, but my time cannot be consumed with that, and my mind cannot be consumed with that, because once it gets in your mind, and once it gets in here, it starts to build up, and it starts to live inside of there, and it starts to build a house, build a home, and it's very hard to evict them from that, from your mind, from your heart, very hard. So, because I've done favors for people, I've helped people out, but not once has a person ever reached a hand or even a finger to even help me. Not once. When I was down, my car was broken. I had no job. I had to go back to work. I had to wait. I had to spend everything that I have, sold everything that I have just to fix my car so I can go back and forth to work and reestablish myself, which is what I did. And it was very difficult, very difficult. It was so hard, but I did it. I made it through. I lost 65 pounds in 9 months. In 9.5 months, I lost 65 pounds just working and starving and not having enough money to buy food and stuff. And I had to save all my money because I knew I was going to need another car. So I ate tuna, crackers, ramen noodles. I was buying the cup of soups. I was buying potted meat and putting it on crackers and bread. I was making white rice with chicken broth and eating that with like green beans, like everything that I could buy that cost like $1 or less. My whole entire cabinets and my fridge was filled up with like dollar store food, or stuff that cost $1 or less. Boxes of stuffing. So, I was eating nothing but carbs, which was terrible. But, and I got myself reestablished. It was like working out, which is what I've been doing. I got a new workout machine with a nice one, gym quality, real thick steel. It's heavy. It's 170 pound stack on it. It's not the biggest stack in the world, but it's enough to get your muscles going. I haven't picked up any new knives or any other stuff, but I will be doing a review soon on another knife that I'm going to order. Which, speaking of, I always have this one here. I love this one, the Chaos Bowie by Cold Steel. I come in here and mess around with this thing all the time. I was actually in the backyard with it, chopping up some wood. And this is actually one of the best knives to cut wood with, to chop up wood or chop up, like I'm using it like a machete to chop up branches. For some reason, this thing just goes through them like butter and it stays sharp. Anyways, never ever let somebody infect you with their problems. Don't make someone else's problems your problems. If that person is a drug addict, an alcoholic, they don't want to do anything for themselves, and you see that, and they hide their shortcomings and hide their mistakes from you, you'll eventually see through it, and it'll make them look stupid. It'll show you how stupid they are by making all those mistakes. There's no reason why they can't do what a regular person does every single day. Because I know lots of people that have problems and they get through their day just fine without a drink of alcohol or anything. If you can't make it one day without a drink of alcohol, or at least if you're drinking 3, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying that this is what I think. I don't know if it's scientific, but if you have more than 3 to 4 drinks every single week, you're an alcoholic. You're an alcoholic. I remember when I was in my early 20s and I almost became an alcoholic, and I stopped myself from drinking because I was drinking 3 nights a week, and I knew that I wasn't supposed to, and I gained a lot of weight, and I stopped working out, stopped eating good, and I was worried about the alcohol. I was having really bad emotional problems, and I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore, and I stopped drinking, and then it didn't last long. It was only maybe a couple of months like that, and then didn't drink for like 10 years. Then I had a couple of drinks when I was in my 30s. I would go out and drink once in a while, and then I stopped again, and then I had a couple of drinks, later on after that, and I just up until recently, I was on a 5-year no alcohol run. I see people online doing 30 days, 60 days, 90 days with no alcohol. What's that? I did 5 years. You know, that's nothing to me. I laugh when people say 30 days with no alcohol. It's a joke. It's a total joke. It's like when people smoke cigarettes, because I used to smoke, and people would say, especially smokers, they say, oh, I only smoke 2 cigarettes a day. But then when you go and look at their pack, they got only 2 cigarettes left. It's because they've been smoking all day. And when they try and hide something from you, and you call it out and you see it, it makes them look stupid and they get upset about it, which is the problem with a lot of people nowadays. And I believe that mental illness and a lot of that depression and all that stuff, because I don't ever remember that even being a thing when I was a kid growing up. Depression and mental health, never even heard of it. There was no commercials about it or anything. Autism wasn't a thing. There wasn't hardly anyone that never even heard about it. I mean, I know has nothing to do with alcoholism or anything like that, but it's a thing that's prevalent now. ADHD, ADD, autism, and then you have people who have mental health, depression, anxiety. Those things right there were not really even heard of when I was growing up. Not really at all. I mean, maybe once or twice, but it wasn't like now where you have people that have built a career off of just one of those things. But if somebody's got a problem with like alcohol, someone's got a problem with drugs, you know, and any drug is a drug. Coffee is a drug. I used to be addicted to coffee. Coffee and cigarettes go hand in hand. I used to be addicted to coffee and cigarettes, really bad. And you can see by the dark circles under my eyes and how I'm always tired. And because I no longer drink the caffeine, the amount of caffeine that I used to. And now my body is not used to feeling this way. It takes years to get over. Even sometimes after a meal, I will crave a cigarette, even though it's been like 15 years. But anyways, don't feel sorry for somebody who has those types of problems. If they have a problem that they're dealing with, that they're the ones that created that problem, don't feel sorry for them. Don't do anybody any favors, and don't let them live with you. Let them carry their own water. That way they know the value of it. So, with that being said, you guys have a good night.